Welcome to my channel. This is my first video, so please bear with me. This is the family tree of Jacob, who's also known as Israel. However, it starts from Abraham and it goes all the way down to Jacob, and then from Jacob, his 12 sons, and then of the 12, there's Joseph and his 2 boys. That's where it ends. Now, let me give you some background information as to why I decided to put this family tree together and share it with whoever views it on the internet. I made this family tree to put more information out there that will help some people to think twice before believing in the teachings of the British Israelites. There are some Sabbath-keeping churches out there that teaches that the 10 tribes of Israel are in Europe today. They also teach that the tribes of Ephraim is living in Britain, and the tribe of Manasseh is in the United States of America. But is that true? Another area of their teachings is that Ephraim and Manasseh are the Anglo-Saxon people of Europe. Is that true? Okay. From there, I'm going to now walk you through the family tree. After going through the family tree, you can come up with your own, you can decide what you want to believe. If you want to conclude that, this family tree is crap, I believe the theory, I believe the teachings, that you can do that. And you just make up your mind as to what you want to believe. All I'm doing is just providing more information. I've done lots of research on this, many years of research on the teachings of the British Israelites. And again, let me just walk you through the family tree, and then you can come up with your own conclusion, and then I'll share mine with you when I'm done. All right. Now, let's me go over the family tree of Abraham and also the family tree of Jacob. So, I'll start with Abraham and Sarai's first wife. Abraham also had an Egyptian handmaid, and he also had a second wife by the name of Keturah. He married Keturah after Sarah died. Keturah gave Abraham many sons and daughters, according to the Bible. One that they did name was Midian. Midian had a wife from the Canaanite people, and it said that they moved to the land of Cush. Cush is also known as Ethiopia. I want to also mention that Cush, Canaan, Egypt are sons of Ham. Ham is a son of Noah. And it is said that the entire continent of Africa, including the land of Palestine/Israel, was occupied by Hamitic people. And the land of Palestine/Israel was occupied by the Canaanites. Before the Israelites and the Palestinians entered that land. Okay, now let me get into Hagar. Hagar gave Abraham one son. His name is Ishmael. Ishmael took himself 2 wives. One Egyptian wife, second wife a Canaanite wife. Back to Abraham and Sarah. Abraham and Sarah, they had one son. His name is Isaac. Isaac married a woman by the name of Rebecca. Isaac and Rebekah had twin boys, Esau, the eldest, and Jacob, the younger. Esau was in the Bible was described as red and hairy. He took himself wives from the Canaanite tribes. Jacob, Esau's twin, younger twin, had himself 4 wives. Four women, 2 wives, 2 concubines. Leah, his first wife, gave him 6 boys and 1 girl. Rachel, his second wife, gave him 2 boys. Bilhah, his first concubine, gave him 2 boys. Zilpah, his second concubine, gave him 2 boys. I also want to note that Rachel and Leah are sisters. Now let's scroll down to the boys, the 12 boys as mentioned above. So starting with Jacob and Leah, their 6 boys. Reuben took himself a wife from Canaan, a Canaanite wife. Simeon had 2 wives, a Canaanite and an Israelite. Levi had a wife from Jordan. Judah's wife was from Canaanite. Issachar's wife was from Jordan. Zebulun's wife was a Midianite. If you remember Midian and his wife who went into Ethiopia. Zebulun took a Midianite wife. Rachel's 2 boys, Joseph and Benjamin. Joseph's wife was Egyptian. She gave Joseph 2 boys, Manasseh and Ephraim. Benjamin took his wife from Turkey, and his second wife was Hebrew. Bilhah, the first concubine, gave him 2 sons, Dan and Naphtali. Dan's wife is Moabite. Naphtali's wife was from Turkey. Zilpah gave him 2 boys, Gad and Asher. Gad's wife is from Turkey. Asher's wife was an Ishmaelite. And again, remember Ishmael. So Asher took a wife from the children of Ishmael. Now, I want to go back and look at Joseph and his Egyptian wife and their 2 boys, because the British Israelite teaching, the fact that they teach that the 10 lost tribes of Israel migrated into Europe and found 10 European nations there, and of that, 2 of the tribes, Ephraim and Manasseh, went into Britain, and they're the Anglo-Saxon people of Britain. So the teaching is that Ephraim is Britain and Manasseh is the United States of America. The British people who left Britain went into the United States of America. They are Manassites. A question I have for the teaching is, they went into Europe. The Ephraim occupied Britain as Anglo-Saxons. Where did the tribe of Manasseh occupy before they went into Britain or into the United States of America? Which country in Europe did the Manassites occupy? They don't teach you that. They don't tell you that. Another question I have for the teaching is, if the Ephraimites were British, the Anglo-Saxons went into Britain, how do we get Manasseh out of Ephraim when Britain was Ephraim? When they left Britain and went into the United States of America, how did the Ephraimite automatically become Manassites just because they crossed an ocean? How do we answer that question? I don't have an answer for that one. So I find it quite puzzling and strange, the teaching. Another thing they don't teach is the fact that the Anglo-Saxon people came out of a Germanic tribe, the Germanic tribes of people. So how do we get the Anglo-Saxon people coming out of a German tribe and then became an Israelite tribe. That sounds a little confusing to me. They don't teach that. They don't tell you that the Anglo-Saxon came out of Germanic. They're a Germanic tribe. Now, don't take my word for it. Do your own research. Go and Google it. Go do your own research. You will see that what I'm saying is real. My question to the teaching and the people who believe in it: if you teach that the captives, the Israelite that was captive taken captivity by Assyria, migrated into Europe, I guess, but voluntarily migrated into Europe, formed 10 nations in Europe. How do we get a very diverse group of people going into Europe and then coming into Britain as a homogeneously white British, and even Britain as homogeneously white Ephraimites going into the United States of America as white British people going into the United States of America, calling themselves Manassites now? How do we get these white people from this diverse group of people? You can see from the very start there, Abraham himself had not just one wife looking like him. He went and had 2 other wives that didn't look like him. So he already started diversity in going back before there was the tribe of Israel. When Jacob name changed to Israel, and he married he got involved with these 4 ladies, you can see diversity there. They don't look the same. The ladies don't look the same at all. These 2 may look the same because they're sisters. These 2 have nothing to do with each other and nothing to do with these 2 biologically. So they're different women. So we have 3 groups of women here. 3 groups of women creating 12 boys and a girl, 12 boys. And then when you look at the 12 boys now, you also see some diversity in the 12 boys. And then when you go another step further, they went and married very diverse women. Because if you look at the 12 boys, there's only one boy, which is Simeon, who married an Israelite. So this Israelite would be very much like Simeon, but the Canaanite wouldn't be. And all the others, the other non-Israelite, wouldn't look like them. There would be some variation of difference among them, and they wouldn't look all homogeneous. So how do we get a diverse group of people going into Britain going into Europe, diverse, but then all of a sudden homogeneously Caucasian? And then going into Britain, homogeneously Caucasian. Going into the United States of America, homogeneously Caucasian, when in fact they're so diverse. It doesn't add up. I studied this thing for a long time. I did a lot of studies on this teaching. I studied anthropology, archaeology, linguistic. I went and did a lot of research on these disciplines. I went into DNA research, and it does not add up. It doesn't prove any of the teachings to be real. I want to bring your attention to just my sources, so I'm just bringing that so you can see my source, where I got my stuff. A lot of the stuff I got from the Bible, the Book of Jasher, and some of the Josephus readings. That gives descriptions of some of the people in ancient times. So that's basically my presentation. I'm bringing it out there for anybody who is a believer in the British Israelite teachings. I'm putting this out there for you to think again about the teachings, and for anyone who doesn't know about the teaching, if you hear about it and you're doing your research, this is out there for you to just give it a second thought. I'm saying research hard before you buy into the teaching. I don't know if they're deliberate. I don't think anyone is deliberate. I don't know if they're really trying to deceive anyone, or they truly believe what they believe. But I'm telling you to not buy into it, because it is false. A lot of it turns out to be false teachings. So this is the end of my video. I welcome your feedback. And I just want to thank you for watching.